Have you been feeling fed up because your Instagram posts just aren't bringing in those sales for your business?
We get it. You spend a lot of time writing your posts and you don't want your effort to be for nothing. And so we're here to get to the root of the issue today.
And by the end of the video, you will have a clear understanding of why your Instagram post just might not be converting into sales and what you can do about it.
If you're new here, I'm Morgan Sutton.
And I'm Subi Zimmerman. Together, we've guided countless businesswomen how to turn their Instagram presence into profit through our digital courses and coaching programs.
So if you're feeling a bit lost in the world of Instagram, but still want to see your business thrive, you're definitely in the right place.
Be sure to subscribe to this channel where we share weekly tips to help you grow your business on Instagram.
All right, so let's dive into why your Instagram posts might not be bringing in those sales. Here's the thing. A lot of our clients, when they start working with us, they talk about what they want to post, what inspires them, what they find interesting. But there is an important kicker to all this that Sue and I wanted to share today.
Yeah, because your interest and what you enjoy are not necessarily always the same thing that your audience enjoys.
Exactly. So let's break this down a little bit. As business owners, it's really easy, especially if you're new to marketing or new to sharing content, to fall into the trap of only posting things that resonate with us personally, which makes sense if you've been comfortable on Instagram as a personal platform for a long time. You get comfortable posting about things that you just want to share, and you're passionate about whatever it is you're sharing, right? But it's possible it's not the right thing.
Right. And the truth is, your audience just might not share the same interest or priorities as you do. And they definitely don't have the same amount of knowledge about your business products or services. To the people in the back, that is so important to hear, right? And that's why it's crucial just to step back and put yourself in their shoes.
Definitely, right? So I specifically like that thing that you just said, Sue, about they don't have the same knowledge about your
Right.
business, your products, or your services, because you need to actually be thinking about what does your audience need to know more about to make a buying decision to purchase from
Mhm.
you? What language do they use for their problem or for their desire? How do they describe it in their own words, right? How do they identify? Because that's the information that should be leading your content strategy or how you film or the colors you use on your account, not necessarily just, ooh, I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I like what you said about how they say it, because how you talk about your business might be industry jargon and
hmm
words that aren't the ones they're using. So listening to what they're saying can really be beneficial and opportunistic.
Definitely.
And if you are someone who doesn't have an existing audience, connect with people that you have talked to about your business in real life. You can, anyone that you've helped or even those that you've sold to who are in your family or your friend circle, how are they describing what you do, and why did they buy what you sell? Get really curious. I think it can help so much with the messaging that you're using on Instagram.
Any information is important, right? So I think that's a big thing, is that if you're someone who's new to your business or new to marketing, feeling like there's no one I can ask or I don't have a following and so I can't post with this kind of intention, probably an excuse, right? We want to connect with your family, your friends, like Sue said, people that are have already bought from you in some capacity. Is every little bit of information about the language that they use will help take you out of that jargon, right? That Sue was talking about. And then once you have that understanding of the language that they use to
Mhm.
describe their problem or their desire, depending on what you sell, the next step is to bring that awareness to what you create for Instagram. Create content that is tailored for their needs, because it's, again, just not just about what you feel like posting. If you're
Mhm.
posting on Instagram to find new customers, we really need to be thinking about how we can provide value to new people.
I love that you just said what you feel like posting. For example, we had a client, her name's Kristen. She had we introduced her to our system, that the way that we coach in our for posting a couple of years ago. And when she started out, Kristen Cofield, well, she knew what she enjoyed posting was all about her three pillars that she had programs for and that she sold, which was around hydration and clean eating and time restricting eating as well, also known as intermittent fasting. And so she kept posting that kind of information. But the more she was talking with people, she realized that there was this theme of people being really curious about her age and being a grandmother, and curious about how she's so mobile and fit, which all tied back to what her offer was. But Morgan, I love that she now is leaning into the messaging around active uh, aging, active grandma. And that, because she's so active, it's truly who she is and the energy of what people want to feel and do as a grandparent. And so all the things that she's selling, she still can sell, but her messaging is tighter because she got more curious about standing out from everyone else that does all those health and wellness things.
It's so exciting to see Kristen's growth here, and for a couple of reasons. One, what Sue was just sharing about just getting to a clear, specific result that your client wants and putting terminology on it that they can understand or see themselves in. Like
Yeah.
this woman, it also wants to be healthier, right? Which is what Kristen talked about for multiple years in her business, and her reach was smaller. But once she got more and more specific about active grandparenting being the role that they wanted to play, something that's deep and meaningful to enriches the person's life, that resonated so much deeper where the reach was higher. So actually sometimes I think there's a misconception that when people
Yeah.
niche down, you have less opportunity, but oftentimes you just have to remember the number of people out there that are in that smaller niche. You're able to speak to them more specifically and more
Yeah.
compelling if you do that.
What I think is really important to note is that even though her messaging and her niche has gotten deeper from the work that she's done understanding and listening and seeing what people want, she's now created the right language around that message, which is
Mm-hmm.
being an active grandparent. And
Yeah.
because of that, and because no one else has really claimed that space from what she has seen, her growth has been tremendous, as you can see.
I think the other important thing to note when you're looking at an account like Kristen's is that she's been on Instagram for a long time. So I think another thing that if someone listening here is newer to Instagram marketing, newer to put your business out there on social or creating content, this is such a great example of
Yeah.
reinforcing how important the journey is. The more that you're talking to people and getting to know them, the more you learn to narrow your message. But you can't learn to narrow your message if you're not posting in the first place. So I think that it's an important practice in patience, because knowing that
Mm.
the only way that you're going to refine this and explode to 100,000 followers is by putting in that time.
Yeah, and she had shared with me that she's so glad she didn't quit and give up, that she remained true to who she is and is patiently posting, knowing that she's just now talking exactly to a market segment that needs what she has.
Definitely. So if you want to be set on the same path as Kristen, we have a free resource for you, right, Sue? What are we sharing
Yeah.
with them today?
So if you're ready to learn how to post the right way, then you definitely want to use our free Instagram strategy guide.
It's linked below in the description. In it, we share the 5 stages of an Instagram buyer and special tips for marketing your business in all the different areas of Instagram.
We appreciate your time today. Hopefully this inspired you to get really laser focused on your content and your messaging so that you can reach your audience on the Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in.